बड़भागिनी कौन तपस्या की तीनों लोक के नाथ है सो तेरो आधीन। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
यमुना तीर वनचारी
यमुना तीरवनचारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे
कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
जय श्री गोविंदाय जय श्री राधा वृंदावन मधुकर की
जय
हरे कृष्णा डिवोटीज आई वेलकम यू ऑल जय जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की
जय
Am I audible back side? Hare Krishna devotees, I again welcome you. Before we start today, I have a couple of announcements to make for myself. Like Prabhuji described me as a humble servant, I am not at all. I'm just following what our Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada instruct us to do. I'm just mere his little, you can say, straw of the followers of all around across the world. And I'm just one of them. Two quick announcement to make. The first one is that this session today class, we will have an interactive class. So that means that I will not bore you enough, but I may also ask you some questions. But while asking questions, I also have a request to my seniors. Also, everybody is my senior, but the senior most. Please do not leak out the answers, because I know that. So, whosoever wants to answer that question, please raise your hands. And if you are being asked a question, and if you don't know the answer, don't feel shy. It's okay. I'm like you as well. Just because I'm sitting down here doesn't mean that I have a lot of knowledge. I also need all of your Vaishnavas mercy blessings. That please shower your blessings on me that I can serve Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Network, Srila Prabhupada. So with having said that, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So today's topic is Bhagavat dharma through Bhishma Stuti. How many of us or how many of you don't know about Bhishma Pitama? Anybody here who doesn't know or haven't heard of Bhishma Pitama in their lifetime? Everybody knows Bhishma Pitama? So the topic is Bhagavat dharma. So let's understand what is a dharma first, because in India, as we all Indians grew up and from the basics, we have been taught many things about dharma, and there are a lot of confusion about dharma. Basically, this kriya kant that we've been taught, that we understand as a dharma. But what is a dharma? So that's my first question. So I ask you, all of you who knows the answer, what is a dharma? Whom do we describe as a dharma?
Our duty.
Yes, Prabhu. Alanka Prabhu.
Our duty.
Dharma is a duty. Excellent. Okay. Anybody else?
Dharma is a character, like sugar is dharma is a sugar.
Yes. Very good, Prabhu. Thank you. So dharma is something that is essential for the existence. So for example, as Prabhu described, that what is the dharma of sugar? We all know sugar, we eat sugar every day. So if I were to say that what is the dharma of sugar is sweetness. Have you ever gone into the market and got the sugar which is very spicy or bitter? Probably nowadays, if they are making one, then I don't know. But normally, the dharma of sugar is sweetness. Similarly, the dharma of human being, like we have a lot of dharmas we have been following, such as ashram dharma, for example. We have heard about ashram dharma. Prabhu, have you heard about ashram dharma? 4 ashrams we have: grahasthas, brahmachari, sannyasis. So we have ashram dharma. Then we have varna dharma. So we have many dharmas. So the question comes that if we have so many dharmas, so many duties to follow, then what exactly are we following? What is that we have to do as a human? Now the dogs, animals, they don't have any dharmas. They can do whatever they want to do, right? They don't have to wake up at 5 in the morning, come to Mangala Aarti. They can wake up whenever they want to. So similarly, we need to understand the subtleness of the dharma. So let me explain you in little detail before we embark our journey onto Bhishma Stuti, because these are the questions we always confused with. So one is the dharma, which is duty, as Prabhu described. One is a higher dharma, and one is highest dharma. So now we understand, we never heard of this before, Prabhu. Where are you getting all this from? Is it something your concoction? It's not my concoctions. It's basically the scriptures that's been telling us about. So let's understand that. So, for example, if I want to talk about the higher dharma, the higher, not highest, but the higher dharma. Mataji, what would you describe as a higher dharma? According to you, what is a higher dharma? I'm not talking about highest dharma, by the way. Higher dharma, not the highest. What, according to you, what that comes in your mind?
Doing something for others.
Doing something for others. Okay.
Self-preservation.
Excellent. Prabhu, Prabhu, what do you think? What can be the higher dharma?
To inquire about our purpose, our existence.
Okay, very good. So, these are the questions are definitely called the dharma, not a higher dharma. Why? Because the existence of human being is to start with these questions only. So when we involve ourselves in different kind of various of duties, we don't actually ask ourselves these questions. Like as Mataji said, the dharma is what? To serve others. This is the dharma, higher dharma, right? But that's not considered by scriptures as a higher dharma. It is the dharma. It is in fact the dharma. So then we would think that if it is the dharma, then what exactly the higher dharma is? Let's say for an example, if your neighbor, Prabhu, your neighbor, okay? If your neighbor has a brand new Mercedes car, he just bought it, probably a couple of days back, and he comes to your home and he offers sweets to you. That, Prabhu, what's your name?
Here it is.
Okay. So Prabhu, he says, I have bought a new Mercedes car. How would you feel about it? If it is your close friend, let's say for example, is your neighbor, close friend, he hasn't mentioned anything to you, but now all of a sudden he gets Mercedes car and he gives you sweets, say, look at my Mercedes car. How would you feel about it?
Neutral.
Neutral? You're definitely a Bhagavat, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So in Srimad Bhagavatam Grantharaja ki Jai. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter number 1, verse number 2, it mentions that dharma prachitta ketavotra parmo nismataranam sakam. So it says nirmastaranam. It means that without envy. Now we all heard about Kam, Krodha, Lobh. We all heard about it, right? What is very subtle? The subtle is enviness. So you cannot engage enviness into the service of Lord Shri Krishna. Now, for example, we think the lust, the calm, is very subtle and we cannot hold it. But you can still use calm in a service of Krishna. So calm is the desires, basically. So if you cultivate in a way, that is what we call Krishna consciousness. So if you are Krishna conscious, so those desires you can cultivate in a way that you can serve Lord Shri Krishna. Then krodha, anger. Anger is something that you can still use for Krishna. So for example, if any of the devotees or somebody is demonizing the devotees, you can use that krodha, that anger for Krishna. Such as moh. Moh means attachments. Attachments you can use for Krishna. You can be attached with Krishna's devotees. However, the enviness is something that you cannot use for Krishna. Do we actually even have any example that comes off our mind that we can use enviness for Krishna? Can we envy Krishna's devotees? No. So enviness is very subtle, and it's like I have one very beautiful story about our gurus, Srila Prabhupada's gurus, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. Oh, we all know Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, right? So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj was so popular during his time that he decided that we will have a Harinam Kirtan Yatra in Kolkata. So there were some Brahmins, the Karmakandi Brahmins. They were jealous of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. So when that yatra, that in a Navdvipa, the yatra, the processions was going on, those Brahmins came together and decided, how can we stop this? So they started throwing stones and mud and everything on the devotees. So all the devotees of Krishna, they actually approached Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. He was the leader of the Sankirtan movement. Said, what should we do in this? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj said, don't worry, calm down. Let's do our duty. Let's please Krishna. Let them do what they want to do. So that time there were local reporters, press was present there. So they were mesmerized by the response of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, and they actually printed in the newspaper, and that newspaper were distributed across Navdvip and nearby vicinities. And then when the devotees or non-devotees, they started reading about it. They said, oh, we have such a humble devotee, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, that even during the procession, the stones and were being pelted over them. They did not respond. So they were, even though these Brahmins, they were already jealous of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, they were more jealous of their popularity. So by not having the enviness, you go a little closer to Krishna. I have one more example comes to my mind. But Ramanujacharya. Have you heard all about Ramanujacharya? Yes, he is the stalwart of Sri Sampradaya, one of the best devotees of Krishna or Vishnu. So one day what happened, there was one Brahmin. He was very jealous of Ramanujacharya, very jealous. So he thought that, okay, let's plot a plan. Let's hatch a plan that I want to kill Ramanujacharya by hook or crook. So he actually inquired with his wife that, what should we do? He said, you know what, let's call him for a prasadam. And then we add some poison in it. And he will die. Nobody will come to know. So that's fine, right? That's great. So the wife also is a part of the plan. So what happens? This Brahmin said, oh Prabhuji, you're such a great devotee, Prabhuji, please come to prasadam, please come to prasadam. And Ramanujacharya is so great devotee, said, yes. Now having known that this Brahmin has an enviness towards me, still he accepted the offer of taking prasadam from this Brahmin house. So when Ramanujacharya went to his home, and the wife was cooking the meal, and the Brahmins, he went to market and bought the poison, fresh poison, and he came and said, now add some poison in the prasadam. So the wife was pouring the poison in the prasadam. She was stirring the prasadam, and as soon as the Ramanujacharya enters in the house, she looks at the Ramanujacharya and her heart transformed. So she went ahead and offered some prasadam to Ramanujacharya. But while he was about to take first prasadam, the wife said, Prabhuji, can I make a request? He said, yeah, of course, go ahead. Please do not eat this prasadam. And Ramanujacharya said, why? What happened? You actually invited me. Say, Prabhuji, I know we have invited you, but out of the enviness, we actually added some poison in it. So please do not eat. Ramanujacharya said, okay, no problem. Hare Namo Narayana, Namo Narayana. Some days have been passed. Again, this Brahmins came to know that, oh, my wife got corrupted by this Ramanujacharya now. So I will make a plan now. I will do something to kill him. So what happens? He actually again goes to the Vaishnava, Ramanujacharya's ashram, saying, Prabhuji, 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 aap kitne mahan ho, you are so great, I'm so sorry, my wife actually got corrupted, her mind is not stable, please, please, please come to Prasadam. Ramanujacharya said, okay, this Sunday, 11 o'clock, feast, yeah, I will come, no problem. Ramanujacharya again comes. Now this Brahmins actually put poison in the prasadam and said, now I will make sure that I will complete my project. So as soon as he offered prasadam to Ramanujacharya, even though he knows everything, he eats the prasadam. And as soon as he eats the prasadam, Ramanujacharya flattened down to the ground and he's crawling like this, oh, Namo Narayana, Namo Narayana. And this Brahmins is very happy. Kaam kar raha hai. Vish kaam kar raha hai. The poison is working. So he is getting very happier. And after some time, Ramanujacharya stops. He is not moving at all. And this Brahmin is out of joy. He said, look at, if somebody is against me, I will do anything to kill them. And then all of a sudden Ramanujacharya wakes up. He said, Namo Narayana, Namo Narayana. And having seen this Brahmin, he started crying. He said, and then he got transformed too. So the moral of the story is that if you have envy, and especially envy towards the devotees does not take offense of that. They actually try to serve that enviness towards Krishna. So they transformed those husband and wife into Krishna consciousness. So this is the higher dharma. So now we think that, oh, then this is the dharma is a duty. Higher dharma is not to envy. We will have a separate class, of course, on envy. But now, what is the highest dharma? So now, can anybody tell me, except, of course, Mataji, what is the highest dharma? If you have the answer, raise your hand. What is the highest dharma? Yes, Prabhu.
Serving the Lord.
Serving the Lord. Okay. Anybody else? How? Yes, Prabhu.
Love.
Love. Exactly. Love for whom? For our family members?
For everything.
For everything. For Krishna. Okay. What, Prabhu, let's say, for everything, you said love for everything. Do we have that consciousness that we can love anybody that who hates you? Can you love him? Truly speaking.
You can, yes.
No, we can, but would you? Practically.
Do my best.
Do your best. Yes, exactly. So love for human being is definitely for sure. But love for Krishna, when you cannot love Krishna, or you do not have that propensity of loving Krishna, there is no way we can learn this art of loving others. Because as Krishna says, that whatever you can see through your eyes, everything emanates from me only. I am the source of this world, this cosmic world. So if we cannot love Krishna, how can we love others? And if we do love others, then we have we have a selfish interest. If I am loving my neighbor, I make sure that when I go out on vacation, he takes care of my home. Maybe, right? So loving others are definitely there, but if we cannot love Krishna, we cannot love others. So in a Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a verse, Srimad Bhagavatam, verse number, the canto number 1, verse number, chapter 2, verse number 6. Sabe pumsa paro dharma yato bhakti radoksaje ahitukya pratihata yayatma suprasidati. So what it means, it says that the supreme occupations, means supreme dharma, the highest dharma is to engage ourselves in devotional service of Krishna. If we do that, then that's the highest dharma. If you follow the highest dharma, then the subtle dharmas, that higher dharma or other dharmas, they follows you. We have seen the train, right? We have seen the train. So let's say I sit in a bogie which doesn't have the engine. Will I be able to move forward any far? No. But what if I sit in the train which has an engine in it? Now I may be able to go to my destination, right? So similarly, in the same case, if we are loving Krishna, that's the highest dharma, then everything will fall in place. Like we know zigzag puzzle. If you put one zigzag piece, just a little bit, if you misplace that, for example, the whole puzzle you may not be able to complete. So that means that pieces are there, but Krishna love is most important. So now we understand that, okay, we understand the highest dharma is Krishna's love, but how do we cultivate that dharma? How do we do it? We don't know. We heard about Krishna dharma, but what is that I can do to have this Krishna love for Krishna in me? So the question to you now is that what is that we can do to develop love toward Krishna? Anybody? I think nobody's raising hands, so I think I have to ask questions now particularly. Yes, Kabir.
Doing service.
Doing service. Service, just a service. So if you serve your mother, is it serving the Krishna?
Doing service to the Lord.
Oh yes, serving the Lord and his devotees.
Yeah.
Yes, so your mother is a devotee too, so you make sure you serve your mother and your father too, right? Hare Krishna. So how do we cultivate? So Srila Prabhupada actually, due to his mercy, we have now come to know that how we can please Krishna. Anything that you do for pleasing, with the attitude of pleasing Krishna, that's the service. So sometimes we think that we are at home, we are cooking, but how can cooking be the mode of pleasing Krishna? Prabhuji, what do you think? How can the cooking could be the mode, the instrument that you can please Krishna?
Feeding people is probably one of the best ways to serve the devotees. And yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse number 13, Yajna sishtasina santo muchyante sarva kilvisaya. So that means that the one who is not offering food to me first and eating for his sense pleasure is eating papa sins. So for example, when you're cooking with the mindset that I want to serve Krishna, so if you're offering that food to Krishna first and then you're having prasadam, you distribute that prasadam to your family members, then you're serving Krishna, you're pleasing Krishna. Am I right, Prabhu? Okay. We have another story comes in my mind, but I think, okay, the clock is hidden. I guess. Oh, 12 o'clock. We still not yet reached to the destination where I want to go, so I have to hurry up, I guess. Okay, so in Sankaracharya, we heard about Sankaracharya. So Sankaracharya has mentioned that Gati Vati Vayo Deha Paye Bharya Vipyati Tisma Kane Bhajagovindam Bhajagovindam Mudamate. So what does that mean? Sometimes we are much attached with our family members. Let's say, for example, there is a wife who loves her husband a lot. And when the husband is going out for a trip, she said, you know what, you're going out of a trip for 3 days. I will feel so lonely. So make sure you come in time. Make sure you keep calling me. And the husband said, no, don't worry, I shall do it, don't worry. But God forbids, she has the news that evening that husband is no more now. So his body is taken to the home. And she cries out loud. Lot of neighbors, devotees, a lot of people come around, gathers, and they all say, oh, whatever's happened is not happened good. I'm so sorry. Everybody has to go one day. Your husband has gone one day. So that's fine. Now that same wife who loves her husband a lot, now slowly one by one as the time passed by, everybody leaves for their home. And hardly one or two people are there by 12 midnight. And they say that now what, you know what, we also want to go home. Now this lady, this wife, she said, you know what, I don't want to stay alone with this body now. वो कभी भी उठ सकता है 2 बजे. Now, right? So the same body that she loves, now she doesn't want to be with the body. Why? There is a Krishna in him. Now Krishna has gone. That Atma and Paramatma, we know Atma, Paramatma. Paramatma, Upadrashta, Anumanta. So the Paramatma and Atma is not there in the body now. So that body is like if you have a phone, but it doesn't have a SIM card. Will that work? Probably not. So similarly, the Krishna or the Atma is not there in the body now. So she is now scared of that same body. So that's why Shankaracharya mentions that our affection for our families and the duties and the daily activities that we do for our families are there. We ought to do it, but don't get attached too much with it, because as Sri Radhika always give this analogy all the time, or there is a example which I don't want to go in that because I will go much more in details about that, but then it will take up my time. So basically, to understand that if we are attached with these worldly affairs, and if our attitude is not for Krishna, then what will happen? There is one very good saying that we have in India, that if you're not making sure what will be your second birth will be, means if you're not working for your second birth, you know, I'm about 40, right? So that means half of my body has been already created somewhere, who knows? So if I'm not conscious about where I'm going next, then it is certain that I'm going to hell. So if you want to save yourself, not to go to hell, serve Krishna. As soon as you surrender to Krishna, as soon as you serve Krishna, then slowly, that body that which you have created, probably I may have created a body of a animal, who knows? That body, Krishna takes care of that. Krishna said, you know what, now since you have surrendered to me, you don't need to go to the body of a dog or a cat or something else. Why? Because now I have started becoming Krishna conscious. I'm serving Krishna, I'm serving devotees. So that's the highest dharma. So we are going to go in the Bhishma Stuti now. But before that, there are 3 things I want to discuss very briefly. We have heard about Navdha Bhakti. Who is here who hasn't heard about Navdha Bhakti? Shravanam, Kirtanam,
Vishnu
Smaranam,
Padasevanam,
Padasevanam,
Archanam, Vandanam,
Dasyam,
Sakyam,
Atma Nivedanam. So we all know Navdha Bhakti, right? So I'm not going in a Navdha Bhakti, but the first 3, Shravanam, Kirtanam and Vishnu Smaranam, that's where you have to put your force behind it. The rest will follow. So for example, if you want to have the Shravanam, right now you're doing Shravanam, you cannot do Shravanam by yourself. You have to have somebody, at least one person, who can give a discourse on Krishna, and then you can have a Shravanam. Similarly for Kirtanam, we think Kirtanam is only doing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That's Kirtanam for undoubtedly. But Kirtanam is what I'm doing right now, serving you all through Krishna Katha. That's Kirtanam. And Vishnu Smaranam. So what if you are alone? You have nobody else. But if you want to serve Krishna, you can do Vishnu Smaranam. So these first three steps of bhakti, you have to put little force behind it, and the rest will follow. But what is the ultimate bhakti? The ultimate bhakti is Atma Nivedanam. Now what is Atma Nivedanam? Prabhuji? Padmaksha Prabhu, what is Atma Nivedanam?
surrendering ourselves.
Surrendering ourselves to Lord Shri Krishna. Yes. So let's understand a little bit about surrendering ourselves to Lord Krishna, because the Bhishma Stuti that we are going to talk about is all about surrendering to Krishna. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, though the full Bhagavatam is full of surrender. By the way, the Bhagavat means in Sanskrit, Bhagavat means Bhakta, the one who belongs to the God. So the Bhagavatam, the 12th canto of Bhagavatam, is full of the stories of all the great devotees, how they have surrendered themselves to Krishna and how they got the bhakti of Krishna. However, there are 3 surrenders in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is very peculiar, very different. The first one is Bhishma. We will talk about it. Why? The second one, the Bhishma surrender, is very basic surrender. The second surrender in Bhagavatam is Bali Maharaj surrender. And the third one is Gopi surrender. Now why they are special? Because the Krishna, Lord Vishnu, is present before them. All other surrenders, like Gajendra for example, Lord Vishnu is not present there. He is calling Lord Vishnu. Prahlad Maharaj, for example, he is calling Lord Vishnu or Nrsimhadev. Krishna or Vishnu is not present in front of them. Whereas in these 3 instances, the Krishna or Vishnu is present. So before we talk about Bhishma Stuti, let's talk about a little bit about Bali Maharaj surrender and Gopi surrender. So Bali Maharaj surrender in scriptures, it is mentioned, even the good commenters say that this surrender is kind of a medium kind of surrender. Why? Matajis, can anybody tell Matajis that why Bali Maharaj, what is that Bali Maharaj do? What was his intention of doing that Ashwamedh Yajna? I know Braj Bhakti Mataji, you know all. Any Matajis? Leela Mundari Matajis. What was the intention? What he wanted to do? Why he was doing so many yajnas? He completed 99 yajnas and he wanted to become a king, Indra. He wanted to become an Indra. And we all know the story of Vaman Dev, right? That how Vaman Dev appeared. So when the Vaman Dev appeared, Bali Maharaj first initially resisted, and then he has that intelligence from Krishna. Krishna says in chapter 10, verse number 10, Tesa satatam yuktanam bhajtam prati purvaka dadami buddhi yogam tam te namam upiyanti te. So when you surrender to Krishna, Krishna gives you that intelligence. So basically that when Bali Maharaj is about to give everything to Vaman Dev in 3 steps, Vaman Dev says, I need only 3 steps of land. And Bali Maharaj said, you're so small. How can you have what would you do with 3 land? Ask more. I'm the king of this world. Ask me anything. I can get you anything. But Vaman Dev said, no, I need only 3 lands. So in 2 steps, he covers everything. Entire world. Adha, Udva, everything. But in the 3rd step, now Lord Vamandev says, okay Bali, you promised me that you will give me 3 steps of land. You fulfill 2 steps. What would you do with the 3rd step? You have nothing else to offer. So, you can settle down here, Mataji. You can settle down. No problem. So in the 3rd step, there's a verse in Bhagavatam, chapter I think 8 canto 22 chapter and verse number 2, where Bali Maharaj says that, O Krishna, O Supreme Personality, Lord Hare Vishnu, you think that you will make my promise, the promise that I gave you, you will make it false. But I give you the promise, so I will make sure that I will fulfill that. So that put your 3rd feet on my head. So he had that attitude. What attitude he has? That even though he will fulfill his 3rd promise, but he had that subtle ego. So his wife, what was his wife's name? Vidyavali. So Vidyavali in the same chapter, 22 verse number 20, what she says, "Oh my beloved husband, you think that you're giving this everything to Vamanadev, but he is the Lord himself. Everything belongs to him." So then he correct his intellect. He's correct, and then he's offering everything to Krishna. So we think that if this is the case, why Vamandev's surrender is a medium surrender? Oh, sorry, Bali Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Why Bali Maharaj surrender is a medium surrender? Why we cannot say that? Oh wow, he has given his everything. If Prabhuji, if I ask you, you have $1,000 in your pocket, give me everything. Will you give me? You think that, oh, I have to pay the rent, my car installment is still due. You know, Prabhu, I don't have right now, but I can arrange something for you next month. And then you may disappear, right? So in the case, why Bali Maharaj surrender is a medium surrender?
He was forced to.
He was forced to surrender?
Like he was not initially.
Not really.
He was arrogant.
Yeah.
He was arrogant. Okay. Prem Sindhu Prabhu.
So medium surrender was mentioned this verse, right? He had some pride in his promise.
And he's doing it for motivation of getting the purpose.
Yes. So in a Sanskrit, if we look the Sanskrit, it's very beautiful language. I request you all that if you ever get a chance, learn Sanskrit. Why I'm saying that? Because the word itself, Atma Nivedanam, very beautiful word. Now we look that word because we just heard that, we understand that Atma Nivedanam is just a surrender. What is so special about this word? The word has so special in it. So let's understand. In Sanskrit, we have a samas. So there is a samas called a luk samas. Luk. So according to the luk samas of Sanskrit, it says Atma Nivedanam. If you separate the sandhi, it says Atmani Nivedanam. So what does that mean? Atmani Nivedanam. It means that first, let's say I acquired this laptop. So I have to work hard to earn money. And then when I earn money, I buy this laptop. When I buy this laptop, now I surrender this laptop to Krishna. So this is the first kind of surrender, which is called Atmani Yukta Nivedanam. So what it means? That when Bali Maharaj was giving everything to Vamandev, he had that subtleness in him that this belongs to me. I am not giving everything that belongs to me. I am giving this to Vamanadeva. So this subtleness is there. That's why his surrender is a medium surrender. Whereas in 10th canto, when we see Gopi Gita, a Gopi's surrender is the supreme surrender. Why is that? Hare Krishna Prabhu. Why you think that Gopi's surrender is a supreme surrender?
Because they have given everything. Like they are even they don't care about their families. They don't care about they get a bad name or anything. They just go and serve Krishna.
Yes. So basically, their surrender is a bhavatmak surrender. Now, what does that mean? For Gopi, they never thought for a second that this belongs to me. From their understanding, from that the moment they have understanding, they always have this the belief that whatever we have, our children's, our husband, our house, our cows, everything belongs to Krishna. So this surrender is the topmost surrender. So in the same Sanskrit language, there is another samas called aluk samas. The aluk samas is when you do a sandhi vichhed, they say Atmani Yukta Samvedanam iti Atma Nivedanam. So what it means? When you have this attitude that whatever I have, that already belongs to Krishna. I'm just a medium. Krishna has given me this laptop to use for his service. That doesn't belong to me. That doesn't mean that, Prabhu, if you come and ask me for a laptop, I won't give you. I'm kidding. I will give you this for Krishna's service. But if that subtleness, if we have this attitude, that this laptop belongs to me. If right now I'm sitting on this asana, If I start thinking, this asana is mine, so when I conclude my session, I will take this asana at my home. It's not mine. This is Krishna. I'm there just for the using this asana. So this Atma Nivedanam is the topmost bhakti. And this is what Bhishma Pitama is, we are going to learn about it. Prabhu, how much time I have? 14 minutes. 15 minutes. So Mataji, can we go on verse? Oh yes. Okay, so Bhishma Stuti. Before we embark on the journey of Bhishma Stuti, what has happened so far, let's understand this. Bhishma is on a bed of arrows, and Yudhishthir, he is crying about this war, and everybody, Vidurji and Vyas Muni, everybody is coming there and explaining that don't worry, what has happened, this ought to happen, you've not done anything wrong. Krishna, the Lord Krishna is present there too. He is also pacifying Yudhishthir Maharaj. But Yudhishthir Maharaj is so aloof now that he just wanted to go in an ashram, in a jungle. Say, I don't want this kingdom anymore. Because of me, all the greats, my family members, everybody died. So Lord Krishna actually takes Yudhishthir Maharaj to Bhishma Maharaj, Pitama Bhishma. Now Pitama Bhishma is on the bed of arrows for 41 days. 41 days have been passed, and he is waiting for Uttarayana. It is said in scriptures that when you leave your body, Uttarayana, so when the sun enters in the Makar sign, zodiac sign, Capricorn, that's a very auspicious time. So for those 6 months are very auspicious. So whosoever leaves the body, they goes on a Udva Loka. Udva Loka means upper Loka. That's what it is belief. So he's waiting for this moment. So when Yudhishthir Maharaj is brought along, the Bhishma Pitama is actually describing all sort of dharmas. What kind of dharmas is talking about? Raj dharma, Stri dharma, etc., etc. And slowly Pandavas are getting at rest. And then when his preaching is completed, he looks up the Krishna. Now he says, now my work is done, my full focus will be on Krishna. So what verse that he actually recite? So first canto, chapter 9, verse number 24, it says, Sadeva Devo Bhagavan Pratikshatam Kalevaram Yavadim Hinomyam Prasanhasa Arunam Lochanalasya Makhambujo Dhyana Patha Chaturbhujam. So he says, Sadeva Devo Bhagavan Pratikshatam. Now when we hear Deva, then we understand that Deva is who?
Krishna.
For Krishna, of course, because we are Vaishnava. But those who follow Shaivism, they say Deva is Mahadev. So how can you say Krishna is a Deva? The reason why we say Krishna is a Deva, because he's a Rishikesha, master of senses. He controls his senses, he can control our senses too. But our senses are not transcendental senses. There is a beautiful explanation for this word Deva, but since due to the time restrictions, I'm just skipping this part. So he says that Deva Bhagavan Pratikshatam. So now you wait. So Krishna is saying, oh, now I'm being referred as Deva, I'm being asked, I need to wait here. Deva say, Kalevaram Yada Devan Hinomyam. Now this word Kalevaram is very beautiful word. We understand that Kalevaram means body. But in Sanskrit, if you do a sandhi, it says Kale Yukta Varam. So what it means? Kale means the one who is engulfing. So the one who is eating. What is eating? The time is eating our body. See, Kale Varam, the Uttam, the one Uttam. So that's why the time is also referred as a Kale Varam. Because the time is the one who is eating our body. So he says, Kalevaram Yavade. So here Bhishma Pitama says, when I'm about to leave my body, so now you wait. So Krishna said, okay, you are asking me to wait. How do I stand? What's my pose like? Should I wait like this? Should I wait like this? And here it says, Prasanhasa Aruna Lochana Lassa. So say, what's your natural, how is Krishna naturally standing? He's standing prasanhasa, tribunga, but prasanhasa. Have you ever seen Krishna's a deity or even a portrait where Krishna is? Have you ever seen that?
Damodar Lila.
That's that. There was a Damodar Leela. Very good, Prabhu. But that is Damodar Leela. But normally Krishna is a prasanhasa. Now, if we are asked how we actually do, ask our neighbors or at least ask our family members how we are at home. We have different hasas. We not have a prasanhasa. So this is the prasanhasa. So Lord Shri Krishna, okay, that's my natural pose, prasanhasa. Then what to do? He says prasanhasa aruna. Arun means, in Sanskrit, Arun means Surya. But the Surya is not referring to the afternoon Surya. The afternoon sun is very scorching. So he said prasanhasa. Arun means the sun as Brahma Muhurta. When you have seen a sun as the Brahma Muhurta, how it is? Red. So he says, have that redness in your eyes. Like if we look Sri Sri Radha Vrindavan Network or any Krishna deities for that sake, you will see around the Krishna's eyes, you will see little pinkish or reddish. We think that it's a blur. In fact, it's not a blur. It is His mercy. So here, what Bhishma Pitama referring to? He says that Maya is so powerful that now at the end of my time, he says yam yam vyapi svarana bhavat tatyante kalevaram tam tame veti konte sada tad bhavat bhavita. At the time I'm about to die, if I have some thinking about anything else, my gati, my janma will be in different yonis. So now, since you are standing in front of me, have prasanhasa with Aruna. Aruna means sun. But why is referring to sun? Because he is a Mayapati. So because you are a Mayapati, this Maya will not come closer to me. In India, we have seen that nowadays when we go to somebody's house in India, we have a good board outside. Beware of a dog. Beware of a dog. And if somebody opens the gate, as soon as the dogs heard that gate, say, ba 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 ba. And then we get all scared. And then the master, the boss, comes out, opens the door and says, oh, he's my friend, he's my relative. And he tells the dog, hey, puppy, sit down, come down. And that dog sit down. Similarly, Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sacharachara. This prakriti is working under Krishna. So Bhishma Pitama says what? Bhishma Pitama says that Krishna, since you are a Mayapati, so since you are Mayapati, Maya will not come closer to me. So that's why you stand still there with a prasanhasa. And why? With makham bhujo, means with a beautiful face. Now I want to concentrate on your chatur bhuja. So now Bhishma Pitama knows that Krishna is a Vishnu. In fact, he knows that Vishnu is the partial expansion of Krishna. Because Bhishma Pitama is one of the Mahajana. He's the supreme devotee. What is a Mahajana? Whom do we call a Mahajana? Prabhu, whom do we call a Mahajana? Great authorities. Okay. Mahajana means the one who understands the willing, feeling and thinking of Lord. What Lord wants. Sometimes we think that how come Bhishma is so powerful, he is a Mahajana, how come he fought against Pandavas? Why didn't he fight with Pandavas? Anybody has this question? The question, the reason why, because Bhishma Pitama wanted to act in a way that he served Krishna. He wanted to see Krishna. Now, when we will go on to the Bhishma Stuti, of course, that's why I said today is my part 1. Because this Bhishma Stuti is so beautiful. I could have managed this Stuti probably in one class, but that will not be a full justification to this beautiful Stuti. So this is just a background I'm giving. So you be prepared for my next class. So I'm just requesting Prem Sindhu Prabhu to allocate me some more classes. With your mercy, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Maybe next 1 month you only can speak.
Yes. So Bhishma, because he wanted to see, Bhishma said that Arjun is your best friend. He is your best of devotees. But what did he see while he was doing yuddha? He only saw your back. I'm the one who saw you while you were fighting, while you were charioting. You were a driver of Arjun. I saw you how you look like. Which in Bhishma Stuti, as we go along, we will understand what Bhishma Pitama talks about the beauty of Krishna. Prabhu, how much time we have? Since the clock is covered, in fact, this is a sign by Krishna. You can go on today. Half of the day, that's fine. Go. So, I'm so sorry. I'm supposed to cover Bhishma Stuti, the first verse today. But since we have covered a lot other things, so again, Prabhu, Prem Sindhu Prabhu, please shower your mercy and allocate me one more lecture very soon, so that before we are in a Kali Yuga, so our Mandamati, we have a very Mandamati, so I keep forgetting, Prabhu, what I'm talking. So, so I may be able to serve devotees. So having with this I conclude my today's lecture. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Vaishnavo ki jai, Vancha Kalpataru Vaisya Kripa Sindhu Evacha, Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Now we have a question answer. Yes. So anybody has a question can raise.
One comment.
Comment. Yes, Prabhu.
So Bhishma is a devotee.
Yes, Prabhu.
So generally devotees don't wait for all this sun in this Uttara and
Yes.
so some devotees give another explanation.
Yes, Prabhu.
Ayana means shelter. And Uttara is Uttara. So one who took shelter of, one who Uttara took shelter of, when she saw the Brahmastra coming to her.
Deva Devo.
Yes. That is who?
Mahapahim.
Who is Uttarayana in that sense? That is Krishna.
Krishna.
So
Yes.
Bhishma was waiting for Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
That's another way.
Yeah, that's yes, that's right. Hare Krishna. Any other question, comment, reflection? Prabhu?
Prabhu, I have a question.
Yes.
Like everybody wants to do bhakti and want to see Krishna. Also, I want to see oneself. In Mahabharata, we saw that 16 Akshoni saying so many people,
Akshoni Sain.
yeah, 16,000, whatever. Those many people, and everybody saw Krishna. Why those people not hearts are not by seeing?
Very good question. So Prabhu has a question that there were 18 Akshoni Sena. So that's so many people around there. Everybody saw Krishna, but why their heart never transformed? Only few. So again, that answers the question. That this answer is in a Bhagavad Gita. The verse that I have just mentioned to you, 10.10. Teisa satatam yuktanam bhajitam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam tena mama upayantite. So what it means that in a temple, when we come in the temples, what is the mindset that we have? Normally, my mindset may be that I am not coming to temple to please Krishna. I'm here to show myself to Krishna that I'm still alive. Is it? So basically, the mindset, it is said, even Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, in the same Bhishma Stuti, the first 32 verse, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says that those who have a material sense, material thinking or attitude, they do not surrender to Krishna directly. Because they are going to temple to ask something to Krishna. Hey Krishna, my exam is coming. Please make sure I have good grades. Oh Krishna. Right? We ask so many material things. So out of those Akshoni Sena, only few were Bhagavat means pure devotees like Bhishma Pitama, Arjun, Pandavas. So that's why even having seen Krishna, even in a temple right now, we have a Sri Sri Radha Vrindavan network. We think he's just an idol. He's Krishna himself. But why we are not changing our hearts? Why our heart is not transforming? Because we have a different mindset. We have a still material mindset. That is the reason why few actually transform and not everybody. I hope that answers your question too.
Yeah, and the other thing I heard that the commentary that what Krishna wants is he given the knowledge of how to reach him. By seeing him, you won't transfer, but by following his words, you will achieve Krishna. You will make gem, that by seeing nothing is going to change.
Yes.
By following his words will going to change.
Yes, so Srila Prabhupada, there are two type of seva we have for Guru, Vapu and Vani. Vapu is physical service of a Guru. Now Guru may not be present every time with you. So the Vani seva is the Uttam seva, is the supreme seva, which Srila Prabhupada also mentioned. So that's why even Braj Bhakti Mataji also mentioned her last lecture. Read Srila Prabhupada's books, listen Prabhupada's lectures. Because by doing that, you're doing his seva. So when you read his books, then you certainly, slowly, your mindset changes to Krishna conscious. And when you become little Krishna conscious, then automatically you will follow the footsteps of great acharyas. I hope that answers. Any other comments, question? Thank you very much, devotees. Thank you for patience. Again, I do not hold any credibility whatsoever to speak on this topic. It is all your mercy. If you find or if you have found any fault in my preaching today, then please forgive me. I do not know anything. Hare Krishna.
Hare